Approximately 50.1 million students are currently enrolled in the U.S. public school system, out of the about 57.1 million school-aged children in this country. This means that more than 87% of U.S. students rely on the free education provided by what some call the greatest country in the world. But is our educational system really as free as our people? These are responses heard from some in the St. Charles area.
It's an inconsistency. Inconsistency of standards or what you were expected to do, what you're expected to get to. Or teachers, you've had your laid-back teachers who give you an A just for showing up. It doesn't matter if you knew what you were doing or not. And then you have teachers who really pushed you.
I feel our education system isn't nearly adequate to what is going on in the rest of the world. European countries, Japan, China, they all have much higher standards for education value. Like, they pay their teachers way more, and they pay them what they deserve. Therefore, the teachers are more adamant and they enjoy teaching because of this versus feeling like they're just going on a grind.
I actually think the current education system should be situated where if any kids want to go to college, it should go free.
It's a highly debated topic whether or not post-secondary education should be paid for by the students or by an outside third party. And it's a meaningful discussion to have, as 82.2% of high school students across the country graduate, yet only about 65.9% of students further their education in the college setting.
I have student loans to this day that I'm paying back, but it's just too many other countries in the world that has systems set up where the education is not as much as they charge us in this country. That's the thing I say. We have a good educational system, but if it would be less, if it didn't cost as much.
As great as a completely free education sounds, it has the potential to be very impractical in its application. Not to mention the fact that the current school system's budget is already sloppy in its current state.
Definitely their budget seems surprisingly inefficient.
Those words ring true, as students nowadays are required to spend more on their end of things to further their education than was required of students in generations past.
I feel it probably ranges amongst a lot of things, but I imagine meal plans and some of the actual activities are involved within that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you have to buy for after-school activities and stuff like that. Sports, art, music, all that stuff requires a lot of spending. These days, it also involves the students spending more on their impact than they should.
As shown in the responses of ordinary people, the majority of our problems in the public school system are evident to the public. But what can ordinary people do to rectify these problems? Most may say not much. But the education of future generations is a necessary and integral part of our society, so the problems in the system are the problems of us all.